Today on People Now, Vanessa Bryant opens up about processing the loss of Kobe and Gianna in a heart-wrenching post. And hundreds attend a memorial service for the Altobelli family members who also died in that helicopter crash. Also today,
I'm falling in love with you.
Peter tells Madison he's fallen in love. What does it all mean? Our panel breaking down The Bachelor today. And Adele turning heads at an Oscars after party. Also,
It's all about rock, scissors, paper.
Nick and Vanessa Lachey letting us in on the unique way they deal with conflict. It is all coming up today live on People Now. Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. I'm back in New York after a long flight and not much sleep and a whirlwind Oscars weekend. Andrea still holding it down in LA. By the way, I walked out this morning, Andrea, to rain and cold. Missing that LA sunshine right away.
Well, it's sunny here. I've been having a good weekend, so I'm covering the lead up to this week's Survivor season premiere for PeopleTV. Was on the carpet last night, saw Jeff again, got to talk to some of the winners. It was a blast. Also got to see the premiere, but I'm not going to spoil it. So it's going to be on Wednesday. You have to watch it. But we have a packed show to get to, so back to you, Jeremy, to kick things off.
All right, so here's what you need to know and what's trending today. We're starting on a more somber note today with Vanessa Bryant opening up about her struggle to accept the deaths of both her husband, Kobe Bryant, and their 13-year-old daughter, Gianna. In an emotional Instagram post on Monday, Vanessa wrote that she's been reluctant to write about her feelings, but wanted to do so to help others who might be going through the loss of a loved one too. So she writes in part, quote, "My brain refuses to accept that both Kobe and Gigi are gone. I can't process both at the same time. It's like I'm trying to process Kobe being gone, but my body refuses to accept my Gigi will never come back to me. It feels wrong." She goes on to write, "Why should I be able to wake up another day when my baby girl isn't being able to have that same opportunity? I'm so mad. She had so much life to live. Then I realized I need to be strong and be here for my 3 daughters." It's hard to imagine what she's going through. And there she's referencing her and Kobe's surviving children, Natalia, Bianca, and Capri. On Saturday, Vanessa shared a heartwarming video of 7-month-old Capri Kobe learning how to stand on her own. Watch this.
Do this again. Try it again, Mama.
Ready?
Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready?
Okay. Woo! Good job, Coco.
Man, such an adorable little girl. And Vanessa captioned the sweet video in part, "My Coco Bean, she looks just like my Gigi with her daddy's eyes." A memorial service will be held at Staples Center on Monday, February 24th for Kobe and Gianna. The event will also honor the 7 other victims of the January 26th helicopter crash. No other details surrounding the event have been announced yet, but we, of course, will be sure to keep you posted as we learn more. 3 victims from that crash have already had their own special memorial service. On Monday, John, Carrie, and Alyssa Altobelli were honored at Angel Stadium in Anaheim, California, where hundreds of people showed up to support the family and pay tribute. Angel Stadium was a fitting venue for the Altobelli family as John coached the Orange Coast College baseball team for almost 30 years. The service began with a montage video honoring the family, followed by speeches given by John and Carrie's surviving children, 16-year-old Lexi and 29-year-old JJ, as well as JJ's fiance. The stage around them was covered in flowers, baseball jerseys with John's number on them, and photos of the family. In JJ's speech, he thanked the crowd for their support and spoke of his father's legacy. He said in part, quote, "It really goes to show the impact that my dad, Kay, and Alyssa had on everyone here. There's no way for me to put what they meant to me into words. The legacy they left will continue to live on through all of us. But for tonight, let's all live by my dad's favorite motto, you drinkin' or thinkin'." Carrie's best friend also said a few words, remembering that Carrie spent her last day on Earth doing exactly what she loved, going to a basketball game with her bright light of a daughter, Alyssa, alongside her warm and funny husband, Alto. Monday's memorial was just one example of the outpouring of support for the Altobelli family since that fatal helicopter crash. A GoFundMe campaign set up for JJ and Lexi has raised more than $353,000. All right, future kings Prince William and Prince Charles were seen together on a rare outing on Tuesday and even brought their future queens with them. William took his father to a new rehab center that is close to his heart. It's the Defense Medical Rehabilitation Center in Leicestershire for service personnel. During the visit, the foursome toured some of the therapy areas and met patients as they took part in gym sessions. And during the visit, William also tested his skills at wheelchair basketball at the insistence of a service member. But after several missed shots, He required some help from his dad, who intervened, pushed his son closer to the basket so he could score. Even with the assist, though, William couldn't make the shot at first. So after a few more missed shots, Charles gave his son an encouraging rub of the shoulders, while William exclaimed, "It's not going to go in." But the future king eventually did make a shot. The crowd erupted in applause as he raised his hands to celebrate. Meanwhile, we have learned that Prince Andrew made a surprise return to royal life over the weekend. The Duke of York, who stepped down from public life late last year, visited with China's ambassador to the United Kingdom on Saturday night. The ambassador later revealed on Twitter that Queen Elizabeth had sent a message of sympathy with Andrew for the people of China amid their struggle to contain the deadly coronavirus outbreak. For the private visit, Andrew was joined by his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson, their eldest daughter Princess Beatrice, and Beatrice's fiancé, Eduardo Mapelli-Mazzi. This was the first time that Andrew was seen in such a high-level outing since his bombshell BBC interview following revelations about his ties to sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. All right, guys, switching gears now to an OMG moments from Monday night's all-new Bachelor. Watch this.
I know that I'm falling in love with you.
I'm so glad you said that. Like, so glad. Like, I needed that.
Long, dramatic pauses, deep breaths. Love's real. Peter Weber dropped the L-bomb. We're now down to the final 4 women on The Bachelor. One during Peter's one-on-one with fan favorite Madison. He said for the first time that he was falling in love with her. He went on to offer her a rose, guaranteeing her a hometown date next week. We're pumped for that. And during the dinner portion of their one-on-one, Madison also opened up about something very important to her religion. She tells Peter in part, "I have watched the way that my dad has loved my mom and loved our family, and the way he has such a strong relationship with the Lord is the way that he is able to love our family so well. It's literally my whole life and all of who I am. In a marriage, I want someone who also has that relationship with the Lord." Peter explained that he was raised in a Christian household and definitely has faith, but admitted it could be stronger. And he added that Madison served as inspiration for him. So should the other contenders feel nervous about their bond, which is obviously very strong, especially when on boats? Stay with us. We're talking to Bachelor alum Kayla Quinn about this interaction and so much more in our weekly Bachelor recap that's coming up in just a bit. But first, we want to know, which hometown date are you most excited to see? You can vote in our People poll. Tweet us your thoughts using the hashtag PeopleNow. We're going to check in on that a little bit later as well. But now we switch gears onto this. An SEC network analyst is facing backlash for comments that he made on air over the weekend about female athletes at a gymnastics meet. During a Missouri-Arkansas men's basketball game on the ESPN-owned SEC network, the conversation between the commentators turned to Valentine's Day date ideas. So Barry Booker was heard joking, quote, "Go hang out with the ladies. I want to go see some scantily clad girls." That was his quote. The other announcer on the broadcast, Richard Cross, quickly distanced himself from the remark by explaining that gymnastics is a family event. The SEC network condemned Booker's offhand comments in a statement saying, quote, "The comments made during yesterday's telecast were inappropriate and unacceptable. We take this matter seriously and are addressing it internally. SEC network respects all student athletes and is committed to showcasing women's sports with the utmost regard." According to Little Rock affiliate KATV, Booker apologized for the joke later on in the telecast. ESPN and SEC Network have not responded to people's request for comment, while Booker could not be immediately reached either. All right, Andrea, you have more positive sports news in today's Star Tracks.
Yes, we're kicking off Star Trek today with a Netflix star who knows how to cheer, and he's our favorite. The Ellen DeGeneres show sent Jerry Harris, the breakout star of Netflix's hit series Cheer, to the Oscars red carpet. And Ellen was so impressed with how comfortable Jerry was interviewing the stars, who seemed thrilled to see him.
It's really cool that they stopped because they, you saw how many people from all over the world, and everybody wants to talk to those people. So the fact that some people came over and talked to you was a big deal because they love you.
Have you ever been a cheerleader?
Oh, goodness, yes.
Yes?
I'm from Texas.
That's good.
You don't need to know what we scream through the megaphone.
What did you
No,
scream?
don't.
What did you scream?
Uh-uh.
Have you ever been a cheerleader before? Have you ever wanted to be a cheerleader?
Oh, no. I was a child actor. It's kind of like cheerleading, but without the pom-poms.
Okay. Hi.
Hey, how you
nice
doing?
to meet you.
How you doing?
How does it feel to be the coolest man in the world?
Really? Really? Is that what I got?
Yes,
I
yes.
don't think so.
So many people just want to be your best friend and just hang out with you and just be with you for you. You are awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty good from afar.
I think you're pretty good from real up close, too.
Right, thanks.
The whole place literally went quiet when I was talking to him.
So fun. I loved his reaction to talking with Brad Pitt. I kind of did the same at the SAG Awards. It's hard to form a sentence around Brad Pitt. He did such a great job, too. I love him. All right. Moving on to this, Adele is turning heads. A Polish TV host and personality shared an Instagram photo of herself posing alongside Adele during an Oscars after party. Now, Adele is wearing a waist-cinching sequin leopard dress that shows off her figure. A source tells people that Adele looked like herself, but also so different, beautiful, but almost unrecognizable. That's what the source said. While a second insider says that she looked striking and so tall, and that she had a tiny waist and beautiful hourglass figure. Now, the source added that Adele danced on the dance floor with no shoes, chatted it up with Nicole Richie for a while. Now, Adele has been following a strict diet and fitness routine as part of living a healthier lifestyle. Last month, a source told people that Adele's fitness routine consists of cross-training and full-body Pilates. The source later added that it was never about the weight. She just got to the point where she didn't feel great. But now Adele is feeling better. The source says she now loves her physical transformation and she's more confident, dresses differently, and she just seems happier overall. Well, great for her. All right, Ashley Graham is getting real about her postpartum body. The model shared this photo on Instagram of herself in a black tank and gray shorts, showing off her postpartum belly. And she captioned the photo, quote, "No one talks about the recovery and healing. Yes, even the messy parts new moms go through. I wanted to show you guys that it's not all rainbows and butterflies. It's been tough." She's getting really real here. Ashley and her husband Justin welcomed their first child, son Isaac, in January. Ashley's followers commented on her post and shared their own stories. One user wrote, quote, "Yes, the postpartum recovery is intense. I bled for 12 weeks. Finally, at 4 months postpartum, feel somewhat back to normal, but now battling the postpartum hair loss." Wow, that sounds really rough. Another shared, quote, "Yep, 3.5-month-old little girl here. Those first weeks are a blur." I love that Ashley's being open about this and posting about it. It's great she's, being honest about something so many women experience but don't really talk about, and now it kind of provides this forum for a lot of people to comment and share their stories. And those are your Star Tracks for today. Jeremy, back to you.
All right, stay with us. We're talking with Nick and Vanessa Lachey all about raising their 3 kids in the spotlight. Plus, it's down to 4 women now. We're recapping last night's events of The Bachelor and looking ahead to hometown dates. Stick around. Oh, here we go. Kicking off Heart Monitor today with an engagement confirmation. No, Anna Faris and Jason Biggs are not engaged. Don't let this photo fool you, but she is showing off her bling from her actual fiance, cinematographer Michael Barrett. In the Instagram post, Anna cozied up to her new best friend, Jason Biggs, a recent guest on her podcast, Anna Faris is Unqualified, resting her left hand directly in the center of Jason's chest. This isn't the first time the actress's engagement ring has been featured on the gram, but it is the first clear shot she's posted so that we can all get a good glimpse of the enormous square-cut yellow diamond and analyze it to infinity. Anna has yet to open up about her engagement to Michael, but her mom, co-star Allison Janney, previously confirmed the happy news to Us Weekly, saying that they've been engaged for a long time. The pair began dating in 2017 after working on Anna's film Overboard. They were spotted together for the first time in September 2017. In 2019, Anna opened up about her views on marriage while speaking with divorce attorney Laura Wasser for her Divorce Sucks podcast. When Laura asked if there were wedding bells in the future with Michael, Anna revealed that while she believes in commitment, she also struggles with marriage on a feminist level. Anna was previously, of course, married to Chris Pratt. The two split in August 2017, and they share one son, Jack. She was also married to actor Ben Indra from 2004 to 2008. All right, Kardashian BFF Malika Haqq has confirmed that her ex, rapper OT Genesis, is the father of her unborn baby boy. Malika was surprised on Saturday with a lavish bear-themed baby shower. She made an emotional speech saying in part, quote, "I'm incredibly thankful to Otis Flores for my little boy," and that's, of course, OT Genesis' legal name. The rapper also confirmed the news on Instagram, sharing a photo of himself pointing to the camera at the baby shower with the caption, "My son on the way, give me a baby name now, go." So this is the first time that Malika has opened up about the identity of the father since she announced her pregnancy in September. She told People at that time, "I'm leaving him out of this just for now. This is all me." So she went on to say that her baby was made in love, and that is something that will unfold at a later date. She announced that she was single on Instagram back in June of 2019. A source confirmed news of the split to People, explaining that due to the nature of the rapper's work, it was hard for them both to give 100%. The The source revealing that the breakup was amicable, and it looks like they remain friendly. The exes seemed happy at the baby shower, even posed for a photo together. The shower itself was completely decked out with teddy bears and balloons. Khloe Kardashian and Kylie Jenner both showcased the party on their Instagram stories on Instagram, and it looks like it was a really great baby shower, one for the books. Look at those big, like, what is that? Like a floral or like a moss teddy bear? 2 of them? Amazing. Anyway, let's move on to this. Queen Elizabeth's grandson, Peter Phillips, is splitting from his wife, Autumn, after 12 years of marriage. The couple share 2 children, Savannah, who is 9, and Isla, who's 7. Buckingham Palace has not responded to people's requests for comment. At the time of Peter's birth, he was 5th in line to the throne. He's now 15th in the line of succession. Peter and Autumn met in 2003 in her hometown of Montreal, Canada, at a Formula One Grand Prix. They married at St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle in 2008. That is the same place that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle married back in 2018. The couple's 2 children are close to their cousins, Prince William and Kate's kids, Prince George and Princess Charlotte. They're often seen goofing off together at royal events. Savannah memorably covered George's mouth while on the balcony of Buckingham Palace during Trooping the Color in 2018. That got a lot of reaction, really funny moment. The last public royal event that Peter and Autumn attended together was the 2019 Braemar Highland Games in Scotland alongside Queen Elizabeth, Prince Charles, and Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, in September. All right, that is all for today's Heart Monitor.
This is arguably the biggest decision you'll ever make in life.
Will you say I do to the person that you've chosen right here, sight unseen? Or will physical realities in the real world sabotage you? And will you walk away from them forever?
This literally is the first time an experiment like this has ever been done.
We all have to remember this central question. Is love truly blind?
That's the question. Is love blind? Netflix's newest dating show, Love is Blind, attempts to answer that very question. So in the show, single men and women enter pods where they're able to talk to a member of the opposite sex, but there is a catch. They can't see each other. Yes, the couples have to build a blind connection where they then get engaged. It's kind of a big deal here. The show's hosts, Nick and Vanessa Lachey, shared with us what really went down right before the couples met.
I was with the men, and she was with the women right in that moment, right before they saw each other for the first time. So you've created these incredible connections, and you've proposed, they've accepted, and now you're about to see your fiance for the very first time. And I mean, the butterflies and
but you
the
start
emotions.
thinking, will they like how I look? And that's crazy, but you're like,
Right.
will I let them down? It really psychologically is crazy to think what people put so much
I
emphasis
also don't
on.
know if, like, am I the hot one of the couple?
Right? Yeah.
Like, you don't know.
Well, I was saying this earlier. Some of them were asking themselves to explain. Like, you're in a pod, you're like, so what do you look like? And I asked the girls, I'm like, what'd you tell him? And she's like, well, I said I look like this celebrity. And I'm like, ooh, I can see that. And I go, what did he say? And mind you, I've seen all the men.
Right.
And she's like, well, he said he looks like this celebrity. And I was like,
Okay, they probably read your face.
Well, that was also the hard part, right, for us as hosts, because you knew the connections that they were starting to make, and you knew both sides of the equation where they didn't.
Right.
So it was very hard for us as hosts not to say,
yeah, I would tell him, I'm like, she's not into him. And he would see the guy.
maybe
and he's
not
like,
as into you as you think.
And especially when one guy was kind of like two-timing, like whenever that happens, it's
Barnett.
like happening without even seeing the person.
Oh, yeah. No, he was like 12 timing, I think.
Yeah, no,
Literally,
options
connection
open.
with
Options
everybody.
open, you know?
So then it's interesting because then, you take the relationship to the real world.
Yes.
And that's very challenging. So what do you think are the biggest challenges with that process?
So then, to your point, we literally put in the physical realities. You've now seen the person. We bring you to an exotic location, and we ask you to plan your wedding. So now we didn't make anyone propose, but then at that point, you have to go to the altar. So you have to get your wedding gown, you have to get your tux, you have to introduce your families,
The whole
you have
process.
to go back to work, you have to live together and do the whole process and stand on the altar and either say, I do or I don't.
So intense. Honestly, obsessed with this show. Now, living and working with your spouse can be a lot. Nick and Vanessa gave us some insight into how they deal with conflict.
Communication.
Yeah.
I don't let it fester. He doesn't let it. We speak our mind. Sometimes you have to
Don't
walk
lie.
away.
Don't lie. It's all about rock, scissors, paper.
Oh my gosh.
It's how we settle every dispute.
But we do ours. We do 1, 2, 3 hit, and so it's always like, okay, fine. See?
Oh, there you go.
He never wins.
That never happens.
Do you actually do rock, paper, scissors for
Oh yeah.
arguments? Oh.
Certain things. I'll be like, who's gonna go pick him up today? Okay, you go get him.
It's agreed upon. That's the ultimate deciding.
It really is communication, and I know that sounds really cliche, like okay, but he's not a mind reader, and you know, women have, my mind is constantly, not women in general, me. I'm crazy. Like, I go from hot to cold, happy to sad.
I never noticed that.
And so he's literally like, I want to be there for you, but I don't know how. And I'm like, let me tell you what's going on right now. I've got this going on with this. I feel this from the kids, and I want this from you. And he's like, okay, let's work on this. Otherwise, how is he supposed to know that? And vice versa.
After 14 years together, Nick and Vanessa are juggling their marriage, work, and their 3 kids. In January, the family went on vacation to Hawaii, but it wasn't as relaxing as they expected.
Honestly, while it was great, I think they're too young. I don't want to do that for like at least 5 to 10 more years, because we have a 7, 5, and 3-year-old, and they want to do 3 different things with 3 different levels of swimming.
Right.
And there's only 2 parents. It was the first time I felt the stress of having 3 children.
Yeah.
Normally we can manage, and I was like, this is.
One's on the speed slide. One just wants to like kind of wade around and
One wants to go on the kiddie slide, and then we're on vacation, so we're like, we want to have like a poolside cocktail or like enjoy ourselves. No. And on top of that, everyone has a camera phone, and I'm like, keep it together. Keep it together.
Oh, right. Because everyone knows you're there.
Like,
parents take bails.
Parents bail. Look at Vanessa losing it.
It's really hard to travel and vacation.
It's not hard, because we are very grateful for our industry and what we do, and I don't want to ever sound ungrateful for that. But yes, when you throw in the element of kids and they don't understand that, and they look absolutely obnoxious, and you're coming, I mean, we were in the airport and I just started crying. I faced the wall and tears are coming down, and I was like, okay. And I turned around and I'm like, we're ready. Let's go through TSA.
And while they're trying to navigate life as parents, their kids are trying to figure out some things for themselves.
When your kids get into a certain age in school and they're like, Dad, why does everyone know your name?
Yeah.
Or Dad, why do
Or
people
Camden,
wanna
the
take
first
pictures
day,
with you? Like,
kindergarten
don't worry
goes,
about it.
Mommy, were you at the Top Shift Junior today? And I went, huh? And he goes, Esme said she saw you on the Top Shift Junior. And I was like, no, I wasn't. But she saw the show, and it's cute. So
that is really cute.
they're starting to get it, and it's another different dynamic.
So nice talking to them. Now, everyone, be sure to check out Love is Blind. It will be released on Netflix over 3 weeks, with the first 5 episodes arriving on February 13th. The next 4 will be released on February 20th, and the 2-hour finale drops February 27th. All right, now watch this.
You make me so freaking happy. It's insane. Like every single second, it's just better and better. I'm definitely falling in love with her. You have given me reasons to doubt.
Victoria F's melting down. Send her home. Chop, chop. Let's go.
This is too serious for me to not be brutally honest.
It's such a coward excuse. You can't say that. Like, I don't want to tell you goodbye.
If you're weak, you're not gonna last. The weak get cut.
Hopefully that bitch doesn't come back.
These editors deserve Emmys. Man, we're at that point of the season where it's all getting very real. The emotions are out. And here to break down Monday night's episode of The Bachelor is People writer and reporter Jody Guglielmi and Bachelor alum Kayla Quinn. Welcome. And first time we've seen you, Kayla, since becoming engaged. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here. All right, big theme throughout the episode. Hometowns are taking place next week. This is one of the most anticipated parts of the season. Especially at this point, we're kind of like, let's get to it. I feel that way anyway. The remaining women, what are they feeling going into this?
They're feeling a lot of pressure, but also excitement, because I feel like up until this point, they've been trying to have Peter get to know who they are at their core. And there's no better way to get to know your core than seeing where you're from.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, do you call, are they calling their families saying like, don't invite this person, don't say this? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what kind of pregame is there?
Yeah, I've been on Hometowns, and the thing is, you don't have contact with your family. And at this point, you've been gone for 2 months without cell phones, Wi-Fi, or internet. And so all you're feeling are emotions when you see them for the first time.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's like the big, the quick like hugs. Oh, it's so good to see you. Don't you dare mention this.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
You can't like debrief.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. Fan favorite Madison getting the second one-on-one, opening up to Peter about her religious beliefs. It got very real. He, of course, says he's falling in love. This is a big, big moment. Jody, were you surprised to hear Peter opening up like this at this kind of phase in the game?
I wasn't. I think like now, like you said, you're trying to get to know the core of who each other are. That's such a big part of her life. And I think he's very serious about her. So to see him kind of match her vulnerability, I loved it.
By the way, I feel like she has to fight against feeling overconfident now.
Yes.
Do you think that? I mean, once that's revealed, I would think the person would kind of be like, I got this in the bag.
Right. I feel like if someone said, I love you, I'd be like, okay, it's me. I'm done.
Yeah. All right.
I think she's also taking it really seriously, though, because with the whole religion thing, you just want to make sure he matches up with your actual expectations for a husband.
Right. And I wonder, his response was obviously positive.
It was.
So
Right.
it seems like he ticked the box for her.
Yeah.
And so to put it in the most simplistic way, I guess. All right. So Madison gets the rose. She's getting the hometown. The next one-on-one, Natasha, hasn't had a lot of one-on-one time with Peter up until this point. Kayla, why do you think this date is especially important for her, especially in light of everything else that we've seen unfolding?
Well, she has very little time to catch up to the other women, so this is like concentrated microwave relationship. Fall in love with me in about 2 hours, or it's over.
Yeah, right.
And unfortunately, we didn't see that.
Well, right. The romantic vibe wasn't there. And I guess at that point, it's kind of like you sort of have to be honest about what you are or aren't feeling. Jody, what was your reaction to his decision with Natasha to send her home?
It made sense. I also kind of saw more of like the friend vibes. But again, I almost feel like she was taken on this 101 to be sent home a little bit, because like at that point there's no chance. Like he literally just told Madison he's in love with her, and at the same time is like, hi, I'm Peter, nice to meet you.
Yeah, exactly right. Like there's no way you're making up for that much lost time.
Yeah, exactly.
30 seconds or whatever. So all right, Kelsey scored the third one-on-one. The two discussed their potential future as a couple. You know, marriage and kids and all that stuff plays in heavily here. Kayla, we know it's The Bachelor. Things happen a lot faster than most relationships. Is it too soon to talk about marriage and kids and that kind of detail at this point on the show?
I think she's still trying to pitch herself to him. She's like, Peter, don't send me home. Like, you know.
Like, I love family and I want to build with you. I want to have a life with you.
Yeah. I have everything you're looking for.
But again, it's like, okay, at this point, if you're pitching yourself, that's late in the game.
Right.
Right. But I think it's just because none of them feel super secure. So they're still like me more than them. And, you know, the competition gets in your head a little bit.
Okay. Here's a setup for you. So Kelsey scores a rose and is also heading to hometowns, but the 3-on-1 date with Hannah Ann, Kelly, and Victoria F is where things get a bit dicey. With 2 roses left, tensions were running high, and Victoria, who has struggled with her emotions since the beginning, got into it with Peter. Watch.
It's like every single time we're together, I feel like you're always in a mood, and it's extremely frustrating because I feel like I just don't know how to like move forward if this keeps happening. Like, I don't get it.
Well, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I'm not trying to call you out in any way. And I loved like what you said to me the other day.
What did I do?
I feel like I don't know why it's like you're attacking me for asking
I'm not attacking you.
So fans kind of assumed Victoria would be eliminated here, but it was honest and confident Kelly who went home. Jody, what'd you make of that?
I kind of saw it coming, to be honest.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, because Peter loves somebody who cries. And so when you have Victoria and Hannah Ann crying, and Kelly is almost too confident and keeps saying the word fun, which Peter clearly hates, I think he was like, I don't think she's as invested. And even though the other girls might be maybe a little emotionally unstable, he sees that as like their love for him.
You know what? That's true. And we were talking about this, some of the producers beforehand, that he really does respond well to a woman in tears.
His love language is tears.
His love language is like,
really
please cry in front of me. Is Kelly Bachelor in Paradise material or maybe Bachelorette material? What do we think?
I think she's Bachelor in Paradise material, not really Bachelor material to me, because she's not very emotional. She's not very emotive.
Which kind of, in that case, unfortunately works against her for the larger scale stuff, right?
Yeah,
because you want your
exactly.
Bachelorette or Bachelor to be incredibly expressive.
And have a lot of layers and also be able to relate and connect with a lot of people. And she shuts down with people she doesn't relate to. She just keeps mentioning that they're too young, they're too immature, I'm way better than them.
I'm an attorney. We all know she's an attorney.
We get it. We get it.
Right. We've heard it. We see it on the screen.
I know.
Got it. Went to law school. All right, so the teaser for next week's Hometowns looked intense. Kayla, what's your prediction for how this is all going to play out?
I think he's gonna fall in love really quickly.
Really?
He's an all-in guy. I think we already have a hint of who he's falling in love with, so I think it'll be really telling next week.
It's funny because interesting, and as fans we love it because those hometowns can really be a train wreck.
Totally.
Or like the best thing ever.
And you see the full package of somebody and you can't hide it. Sometimes the parents are crazy. You have, things coming out of the closet and you just can't hide it.
Wait, was there anything on one of your hometowns that you were like, oh no?
I mean, well, my thing was my dad didn't believe that I was really in love with him. And I just wanted to say, I just want to shake my dad and say, no, I freaking am. And he's like, I don't believe you.
And lo and behold, maybe Papa Bear was onto something. Because here you are. Look at that ring now. It ain't his
That
ring.
you said that.
Good work, Dad. The instincts.
He did have instincts.
Inspiring to dads everywhere, including me. All right, before we go, we're taking a look at our question of the day. We've been asking you which hometown date you are most excited to see. Let's take a look at that graphic, maybe. Hold up. Okay. Madison, of course, yeah. I mean, what do you guys think?
Well, I think as the teaser has shown, there might be a virginity reveal.
Right.
And that's, Peter has a history, so that could be interesting.
I have a feeling things are going to get dicey with Victoria.
Victoria F, that's who I'm excited to see.
I'm excited to see it too.
Why are you so insecure? Why are you so emotional, Victoria? I just want to.
Do you have anything to hide?
Sounds like she might.
Sources.
We will find out.
We're going to be asking you a new question of the day tomorrow on People Now. Tune in for that. Jody and Kayla, thank you both for being here. It's good to talk to you. Andrea, tell us what's coming up tomorrow on People Now.
Yes, coming up tomorrow, we are joined live by CeeLo Green and his fiancée, Shani James. They're appearing on the upcoming season of Marriage Boot Camp. We're talking to them. Plus, New Jersey Real Housewives Dolores Catania and Teresa Giudice are spilling the tea on all of this season's drama. Thank you so much for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from this AJ and the Queen Star.
What's up, guys? I'm Josh Segarra, and this is One Last Thing. The last show on Netflix I binged was The Mind Explained. I know it's a documentary, so I think I cheated the question there, but it's true. I just watched it last week.
Why are memories so unreliable?
Last movie I saw in theaters was, it was actually last Christmas. It was the animated Grinch, the Benedict Cumberbatch one. That was my son's first movie in the theaters.
Oh, hello. Happy holidays.
And the last restaurant I went to was actually a few nights ago. We went to Casa Enrique, a Michelin star rated restaurant in Long Island City that we'd heard a lot about, and it was incredible. So we had a good time, me and my wife Brace. Night out on the town waiting for baby to come.